we're going to do a costing exercise. A costing exercise is where you calculate how much it costs to make a portion of whatever dish it is we're making, and we do that in order to know how much something costs to make, and then in turn we should know how much we should charge in order to make a profit. Right, to do that, we first of all need to know how much things cost to buy whole and the volume. Right, and a bag of flour costs us 79 pence. Right, and it weighs 1.5 kilograms. Right, and sugar costs £2.25 and weighs in at 1 kilogram. Right, and a butter costs £1.49 and weighs in at 250 grams. Our eggs cost 79 pence and come in at 6 in a carton. Now, the bag you buy or the box you buy might have a different volume and it might have a different cost depending on the size of the bag or carton and the brand that you're using, right? But before we calculate anything, we first need to come up with some consistency of units. We can't be adding and multiplying grams and kilograms and expected to add them together, same with litres and millilitres, and same with pennies and pounds. So we need to convert all of our kilograms, so 1 kilogram, we need to convert to grams, which would be 1,000 grams. Now our litres, we also need to convert into millilitres, which would be 1,000 millilitres. Then our pounds, we need to convert into pennies, which would become 100 pennies. So whatever you have, you're going to convert it into this. So back to this, your 79 pence is already in pennies, so it's going to remain in pennies, which becomes 79 pence. But your 1.5 kilograms needs to be converted into grams, so that is 1.5, which becomes 1,500 grams. Right, then we need to do the same with the rest. Your £2.25 becomes 225 pennies, and your 1 kilogram becomes 1,000 grams. Your £1.49 becomes 149 pennies. Then your 250 grams is already in grams, that can remain 250. Right, your eggs are 79 pence, so they remain in pennies, but your eggs are in whole, so we can't change them, so we need to leave them just as they are. Right, now we're going to take that and we're going to do a calculation to calculate how much it costs to buy each of the ingredients in order to make 6 of our cupcakes. Right, the calculation we're going to use for that is a unit cost we would divide that by unit volume, and we're going to multiply that by volume used. Right, will equal our cost. To calculate the actual cost, we need to multiply these by the volume used. We get the volume used by looking at the recipe, and it's 50 grams. Same with the sugar is 50 grams, the butter is 50 grams, and the eggs are 1. Right, now to calculate that, you do 79 divided by 1,500 multiplied by 50 equals 2.3 pence. No, 2.6 pence, sorry. Now, you obviously all know that we don't get 2.6 pence, so we need to round that up to 3 pence. So that becomes 3 pence. Now, with the sugar, it's the same. It's 225 divided by 1,000 times 50 equals 11.2 pence. What does that need to get rounded to? That needs to get rounded to 11 pence. Then with your butter, it's the same calculation. It's 149 divided by 250 times 50 equals 29.8 pence. Now we don't get 29.8 pence, so it becomes 30 pence. Then again with your eggs, it's the same calculation regardless of what we're using. 79 divided by 6 times 1 equals 13.1. Again, we don't get that. We need to round that to the nearest penny, which is 13 pence. Now we're going to add them all up together, which becomes 57 pence. Now that's 57 pence to make 6. We want to know how much it cost to make 1. So we take our 57 and we divide it by, sorry about that folks, we divide it by 6 equals 9.5. Now again, we don't get 0.5 of a penny. It's not the 70s. We get 10 pence. So we've calculated how much it cost to make 1 cupcake. Now the next recipe, we are making macaroni cheese. The milk costs £1.99 for 2 litres, and we're going to use 250 millilitres. The pasta costs 4.54 pence for 500 grams. We're going to use 100 grams. The cheese costs £1.99 for 400 grams, and we're going to use 50 grams. And the flour costs £1.25 for 1.1 kilograms. Now remember, when you're doing this, you need to get some consistency of units before you do the calculation, right? So get consistency of units. Once you have the consistency of units, you can then start your calculation. This recipe makes 2 portions, so I want you to calculate how much it would cost to make 1. Answers on a postcard, please.